Now everything is easy 'cause of you.
Well, we try to make it easy. Cindy Dole, and this is Home Wizards, your radio home for all things home, garden, and life improvement. Thanks for sharing part of your Saturday with me as we work our way into hour two. And if you're just joining me, well, where were you at 2 o'clock? We start at 2, we go to 4, and we have some fun talking about what I think is the most important place in your life. And that's the spaces you call home, and whether it's an apartment or it's a condo and it's a state, wherever it is, whatever it is, my goal is to help you really feel empowered and get some ideas and inspiration and techniques and trends from all the best of the best so that you can figure out what to do and when to do it and how to budget for it and then whether you want to do it yourself or hire it done. So I think it's kind of a cool thing. Now, as you're listening and you hear something and you go, wait, I was in the car and I had to go run an errand, or wait, I was working in the garage, or I was working in the garage, we just talked about, or in the garden, and I didn't get to, darn it, I missed part of the segment. Not to sweat. We post all the shows on my website. In fact, that's also on cbsla.com. You can either download the podcast, you can listen and download to your desktop, and now you can get the app for that for free. We have the Cindy Dole app, and it's so cool. All you do is you download to your smartphone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android, one of these barcode tools. You have one on your phone yet? And then once it's on your phone, you just literally wave your phone in front of my website on the app area, and then poof, all of a sudden, you've got all my shows right there at your fingertips to listen to as you travel. How cool is that? So you find that out at cindydole.com. And email me, too. Let me know what you think. So coming up on the show today, we are kicking off a whole month's worth of talking about the Pasadena Showcase House. It opens up, a week from tomorrow, and it goes on for about 4 weeks. Well, that always means a time where we love to give away tickets to our favorite folks. We have a little giveaway, and all you do is, you go to the website on Monday, and we'll tell you what you do. We're going to be doing it on my website and Facebook, so check in on Monday, and we'll have all the instructions then. And also, you can buy the tickets. We hope you do that, too, because this is a very good cause. You go to PasadenaShowcase.org, and this is a cause that helps kids who may not have an opportunity to be exposed to music or instruments, and all the money raised from this great tour that goes on for the next month helps to do that. So hope you can maybe do both. So coming up, we're going to talk with more designers tied to that magnificent house. This year, it's in La Cañada. And we're going to talk with this great designer who you have probably read about and seen all over the place. He's a very famous designer who believes in what I love to believe in, that interior design, there are no rules. And if there are, we're going to break them. So we're going to help you figure out that, as he really worked up an incredible Regal Retreat, and we'll find out what that is and how you can do it yourself. And then later, everyone must have a little girl or a princess in the house. Maybe you're the princess. How do you make that princess room that's going to kind of grow with them and be pretty and fun and just kind of inspire that little girl? So we're going to find out, as they did with the Showcase House. And before we get to my first guest, one more little gardening note. This also comes from David Snow, who talked to us last week about monarch butterfly gardens. Do you have your milkweed yet? Get that darn milkweed plant, and you're going to all of a sudden be, practically raising monarch butterflies. We already planted ours, and I'm so excited to see how this metamorphosis come to be. But maybe you're dealing with snails in your yard, and this is a tip that David just shared with me today, and I wanted to share it with you. He said, instead of having to use snail bait and kill snails, we always deal with snails. They're coming out left and right, and they eat up all your garden. Well, he said, get corn. He said, when you're cooking up corn on the cob, on the grill or wherever, save a little extra. Put a little 3-inch segment of those corn kernels somewhere on your garden, all right? You have to do this in the wee hours before you go to bed, though, all right? And you might even want to put them just kind of on the edge of a bag, and all of a sudden you wake up in the morning and it's going to be a snail party. They're all going to be munching on that corn. It's not going to kill them. It's just going to lure them away. Then you can grab all the snails and put them somewhere else. Well, your neighbor's garden. No, just kidding. But put them somewhere else, and then you'll be free of snails. So isn't that a good tip? It's all about the corn. Apparently, we don't know if canned corn works, but try the real thing, and good luck to you. Let me know how that works. All right, so let's get to our first guest in this hour, who has an incredible philosophy. He redefines luxury with this glamorous but livable style. Well, his name is Barclay Butera, and I'm sure you've heard of him. He helps his clients achieve what he calls the better, best concept of living, and he's been seen in multiple magazines. He's been basically following in his mother's footsteps with design, and now we're lucky to have him helping out with the Pasadena Showcase House. His space is the Regal Retreat. What is that, and how do you get one? Well, we're going to find out right now. Hello there, Barclay.
How are you doing?
Hi, good. Thanks for hanging out with us and joining us. Tell me, first of all, what is the Regal Retreat? What room is it?
You know, I chose an upstairs bedroom that has a great bay window, and I have a lot of, a lot of Moorish kind of details to the room. So the way the ceiling is tied in with kind of a gold metallic paint, and then we did this incredible raffia wallpaper that is tangerine and gold, and it has a very Moroccan feel to it. So the entire room is geared towards a female. It could be a young female, or it could be a teenager who really loves this kind of idea of living with jewel tones and the whole Moroccan aspect of the lighting, and even the bed has a Moroccan angle to it, and all the window treatments have a reverse Moroccan element to them. So everything is done with about architecture and about the beautiful aspects of the Moroccan way of living.
Mm-hmm. So this, for people who may not have heard yet, the Showcase House this year is a Paul Williams design, that famous architect. And at the time, I guess the LA Times said that this was probably one of the most magnificent homes in the country. You know, it's really has a lot of history. So when you first walked into that space, what did it look like, knowing that here was this legacy to this home that's the Showcase House this year?
No, it's really a spectacular home, and it wasn't a lot of it really had not been taken care of for many, many years. So when we came in as designers, we kind of had a clean palette to go and create whatever we wanted, because there were no real aspects of clean interior design. So you really walked into a magnificent home that had been neglected, that you were going to bring back to life. Mm-hmm. And when you come and visit it, you can see how all the designers have kind of taken different vestibules and rooms, and even the entry is grand. I think that it's a really beautiful home, and the grounds are spectacular. So it's a real special place, and it actually is a great place that you can spend probably hours going and exploring.
And why did you cling to Moroccan? What was the thing that really resonated for you with that theme for this room?
You know, I'm designing a new line of textiles right now with Cravat, and I kind of have been inspired by color, and so bright color and these bold jewel tones. And when I approach this room, sometimes I get inspired by fashion or travel, or going to Venice Beach and seeing what people are wearing. And I actually found a scarf that I really love, and I said, this is the way I want to take this room. I want to take this room to that Moroccan Marrakesh, and this is what the jewel tones that I want to pull from this scarf is what I want to do in this room. Mm-hmm. So it really is a play on texture, a play on pattern. It is pattern on pattern. It is definitely, there are no rules to this room, and I really believe that the more you layer with color, with pattern, the better it looks.
So does it have a bohemian vibe, or is it more elegant than that?
It's more elegant than that. I mean, when you see the light fixtures and the bedding and even the angles of the bed, it's a very, very special room that has a lot of elegance to it.
And I love the idea that just a scarf, that spoke to you. I mean, how often are we out somewhere, you see whether it's fashion or, whatever it is, nature, something that you go, wow, I really love that. Then there's a reason why you love it and go with it, right?
Exactly. And, I've done show houses all over the country, and what I love about doing show houses is that I get to go and dream up a new idea, and the client is me, not anyone else but me. So I really get to go and kind of create my dream room, and this is one of those dream rooms.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, when we come back, I want you to help us create our own dream room because I love the idea of the tangerine and the gold. I mean, I can see it. You can almost taste it. It sounds really refreshing and fun. And to maybe even consider raffia and all these different textures. So don't go away. We're talking with an incredible designer, Barclay Butera, who has been working on one of the special design spaces at the Showcase House, the Regal Retreat. It's one of the female rooms in the house with the Moroccan vibe, and we're going to find out how to do something interesting to one of those rooms in your home. Cindy Dole, Home Wizards, and we continue right after this.
Champagne, living my life in the fast lane. I won't change.
Yes, a little classical gas because, well, I'd say that this designer is very classical. Barclay Butera, he is one of the incredible designers working his magic at the Pasadena Showcase House. And what I love about this guy is that, I mean, he got his inspiration from a scarf. And now we're going to see this incredible bedroom. It's an upstairs bedroom that it has this Moroccan vibe, and it's got tangerine and gold, and, well, the list goes on and on. So, Barclay, thanks for sharing time with us and fill in some more of the gaps there for us. So as we are looking at this room, we're seeing tangerine orange, we're seeing metallic gold.
Yes, and you're seeing like a lot of jewel tones. So like a ruby red, and you're seeing kind of lime greens and everything that you can think of when you look at like one of those great Moroccan chandeliers that has all the colored glass.
Yeah.
So everything is done with this type of lighting fixture. So we have 3 of these ceiling fixtures, and then we have wall sconces, and then we have wall sconces in the bathroom. So really, the whole room glows with jewel tones.
This sounds like a very fun room.
This is it's definitely a showstopper for this house. It is. And because you walk into this little small doorway, and then it's this little like jewel of a room, all done in jewel tones. So kind of, and it's centered on the house. So it's the center room of the house. So when you're looking up, it's the only bay window, and then there's an actual stained glass window in the bathroom. So that has jewel tones in it also. So that light comes into the bathroom through that stained glass window.
Oh, that sounds
so
great.
It really, I played off of the scarf in the window and really had fun. And then the tile is all original, and that's done in pink and pale greens and whites. So everything ties together. We didn't take the bathroom apart. We actually kept the integrity of the original bathroom, so you have that feel of the architecture, and then I brought new life to the room.
Oh, it sounds very refreshing. You know, those colors as you describe it, the pink and the green and the white and the tangerine. And, well, it sounds fruity. It sounds very refreshing. And so I'm guessing that a lot of people, as they hear this, they're going to say, okay, Barclay, yeah, I'd love to do this, but I'm a little nervous about bringing so much color to one room. How would you help advise a person to kind of not worry?
Well, this is like what you said earlier, and when you quoted, one of my quotes that I always say is that there are no rules to interiors. You have certain interior designers that have a certain style that they do, and they're known for that style. And really, you can't tie me to any style, and that's why I love design, is because I get to play in Chicago, and I get to play in Hawaii, and I get to have fun with architecture and interiors, and I get to bring that to even a show house. And that whole inspiration of having so many different clients in so many different states, I'm really, really, I bring a lot of life to even a small room. And I really think that if you're trying to do this yourself, go and find a palette that you love, and follow through with the palette. And don't be fearful of a patterned wallpaper. And, I wallpaper almost every room. I wallpaper ceilings. I mean, I really think that bringing texture and pattern to any room, and the texture can be just a pure raffia. It doesn't even have to be, a color. In this case, it's gold and tangerine, but it doesn't have to be that. It could be just the texture of raffia. But this is what I like is bringing texture and pattern on pattern, and not being fearful of color.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sold. And I love, too, that you're making the bedroom a great space. And how many of us, granted you're doing this for the Showcase House, but if we're just thinking about our own personal homes, so many, I'm sure your clients or people just out there in the public, put off their bedroom for the last thing, It's like the last, because it's not the public space that people see. So they go, I'm going to spend the money in my kitchen or my living room, blah, blah, blah.
Yep. And I think that's another thing is that, I really, yes, there was some money spent on this room, but you can take this inspiration and bring it home. It can be done just in bedding, to tell you the truth. You can bring new life to a room just with bedding and maybe a throw on a love seat or whatever seating, piece that you have in your bedroom. And I think that's what's really great about what I did is that you get inspiration from everything, from the throw pillows, from the upholstery, from the colors that I used on the bed, from the nail head details. Everything that I did has a common theme to it, and mixing brass, these brass fixtures that have all this color to them. I really think it's fun to I found a lantern at a store in Los Angeles, and then I'm like, this lantern is perfect. I want to do all the light fixtures just like this. So, that came from a little lantern that I found at a gift store in Los Angeles. And I think that's where my inspiration comes from, is going shopping, going to the mid-century show or going to the antique show this week. There's lots of fun things to go to be inspired by previous designers, because I think that design is an interpretation of previous design. Just like we see in anything to do with design, we are inspired by previous design. It could be European, it could be French, it could be Moroccan, but it's that bringing new life to something that existed before, but my twist on it.
And while it certainly wouldn't be as elegant as I'm sure that your final product is, there are knockoffs. You go to Target or some of these other stores, and they've got the Moroccan thing going. If you really were on a tight budget, you still could kind of pull it off in your own way.
The scarf that I got my inspiration from is from H&M.
Ah!
So, yes, I did get my inspiration from an H&M scarf.
Well, see, I better keep my eyes open, because I love H&M too. Or wherever I'm going, you got to keep your eyes. I always take my cue from purses and clothing, because you always know that those are the hot colors that are coming out. And you mentioned pink in the bathroom. Is that any coincidence? Because everyone's talking about this pink being the color of 2011.
Well, I have the opportunity to go to the Paris Gift Show. And really, at the Paris Gift Show, all you saw was color. And so I really, that's the inspiration for the new fabrics. That's the inspiration for this room. And so that's why, I love the opportunities that I have to go and see beautiful, beautiful places. Mm-hmm. So, and that inspiration, is interpreted in everything I do. So I really have fun with it.
And it almost seems, too, again, when you look at the fashion, there's, they're matching bright orange with bright pink, and it's kind of like a throwback to another era, and yet a sense that we're trying to feel more uplifted, from this darned economy.
Well, like the bathroom, you can walk, the bathroom is like the preppy handbook. It's so preppy, with the pink and the green. But I played off that and then took the color much stronger in the room. So but then in the bathroom I have Moroccan wall sconces that frame this Moroccan mirror. So it's very, very, I tie everything together.
Now, in your spare time, how are you having time to fix up your own homes? And I understand you've lived in and currently live in some pretty interesting celebrity tie-in homes.
Yeah, I actually, I'm a big home buyer, and so I've had 22 homes in my life.
Wow.
And I've had the opportunity to live in my very first home was Betty Davis's cottage in Laguna Beach that she had for her mother when Betty Davis had a beach house. And we restored that and put it on the historic register in Laguna Beach. And that was a really fun house. And that was 18 years ago, 16 years ago. And then have since, grown into a lot of different houses and owned the Sinatra house in Palm Springs, and then owned Desi Arnaz's house in Beverly Hills. So I do have a lot of fun history homes that I have lived in.
Boy, that sounds like a book.
Yeah. Well, I did do a book, and we are doing, now we're doing a 3-series book on lifestyle. The first book will be out in spring of 2012, so, or 2012. So we are going to do some more series of books that bring inspiration into people's lives. And they're lifestyle books, so they're not just about interiors, but they're about the way you live. That's what we love to talk about. And tell me a little bit more about your work with Kravet and working with designing some textiles, because we love that too. Well, I actually I did 4 fabric books with Kravet that were released about a year and a half ago, and those were all based on color palettes also. We did beach, town and country, mountain, and city, and everything's kind of related to that area. And then I've played off that, and I have a furniture line. Everything's under Barclay Butera Lifestyle.com, but I have a furniture line, an art line, a bedding line, 2 carpet lines, one with Cravat, one with so I do one with seagrass, jute, and sisal, and the other one is with Cravat, and that one's done with viscose and wool.
Gee, so you never sleep. You're basically working 24/7. Well, Barclay, thanks for taking time, because I know you've been busy today with clients, and we look forward to seeing you at the Showcase House. So check out barclaybutera.com, and we'll see that beautiful Regal Retreat that you did, all right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. What are some great ideas? Hey, he found it in a scarf, Got to open your eyes. All that could be inspiration, Coming up next, we're going to get some great ideas for the little girl in your house, right? How to make her home or her room feel like her little home sweet home. Cindy Dole, Home Wizards, 888-KFWB 980 is the number, and we're back in just a moment.